Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my kitchen. Today I will show you how I made this delicious cocoyam soup, which is ofede. So go ahead and go through the rest of the ingredients. So if you want to see how I make this soup, please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video and comment below whatever thoughts you have about this video. Go ahead and put the comments down there. Okay guys, starting off, I have my stockfish. I already cut them up, so I'll go ahead and soak them in the water for a couple of hours before I start the cooking. Okay, welcome back. So here are the rest of my ingredients that I'm gonna be using today. So this is the stockfish that I caught earlier this morning. So I've been soaking them in the water for like 3 to 4 hours, and when I do this, it helps with the cooking time because this is a different kind of stockfish. It's really hard. So when I soak them in the water, it helps a little bit, like cutting down the cooking time. Instead of cooking them for like about 45 minutes to an hour. So when I soak them, then I have to like by, let me say 10 to 20 minutes, they're all cooked properly. So if you have this kind of stockfish, you can go ahead and soak them in the water. But if you're using the different type, which is the sachet one, you don't have to like go through this process. Okay, I'm gonna go over the rest of the ingredients right now. So right now I have my crayfish. I'm using a lot of crayfish because I'm cooking a little bit large amount. And this is the Cameroon pepper that I'll be using, and 2 medium Scotch bonnet pepper. That's a lot of pepper, right? You can reduce it if you want. And my stock cubes and salt to taste. I have my most important ingredient in this soup, the ogiri. That is the local seasoning. You don't want to miss that. If you have it, go ahead and put it, please. Don't miss it. It tastes so good when you have it in that soup, especially when you're making local soup. It tastes so good. And the thickener for the day is the cocoyam. The next is my cow meat. I already washed them and cut them up properly, so go ahead and cut it to the size you prefer. So, and the next meat that I will be using today is the cow intestine, which is the afano. I already washed them pretty good. When I say good, good means good, because you don't want to have any poop in that cow meat. Yeah, so I really wash them and get everything out of there. And the next one is the chicken. This is the hard chicken. If you're using chicken, please use the hard one. I recommend you do that. So otherwise you can skip them. You don't have to have chicken. And this is the ukuano for adandeneri ukuano. Those of my brothers and sisters over there, you understand what I mean when I say ukuano for adandeneri ukuano. They can fight for this ukuano. So the next will be the fish that I'm gonna be using today. I'll be using 4 smoked catfish. So you can use whatever kind of fish you have. It doesn't have to be catfish, you know. So this is the oil that I'll be using. This is the oil I have. So use whatever oil that works best for you. And the vegetable for the day is Ukazi. But you can use onubu, which is bitter leaf if you want. But this is Ukazi soup that I'm making. And the next is oziza, which is also a very good vegetable that give local soup a very nice taste. If you have oziza, go ahead and add it. If you have the seed, the oziza seed, you can as well use the oziza seed. So these are all my ingredients. So you can substitute this with whatever thing you have. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm using. So now we'll go ahead and put all the meats, the cow meat, the hard chicken, and the cow intestines, which is the afano. So go ahead and add everything in there, and I'll be adding my stockfish as well. So I add a little bit of onions. Onions is not really that it's not mandatory. This is optional. You know, you can skip onions if you don't want it. When you're making a cocoyam soup, we don't really need onions in there. But if you can resist the temptation, please don't add it. But if you can't, it doesn't make any difference. You can just add a little bit, just like I did. And you already saw when I added my stockfish. So I added all my stockfish in there, add 1 stock cube, and also add some salt to taste. So the stockfish, I kind of stock them under the meat because I want them to start cooking so they can cook faster. So add salt to taste, and be careful when you're adding the salt because you don't want your soup to be so salty. That would be wanya johnny. You don't want to be wanya johnny. That's a bad cook, you know. So I'll cover them up and let them cook. While they are cooking, on the other side of the stove, I will start cooking my cocoyam. This is the cocoyam that we'll be using for this soup. Then I can go ahead and soak my fish in the water and cut off my scotch bonnet pepper and set that aside till the right time. So while I'm waiting, you know, you can check your meat from time to time, check your cocoyam from time to time to see how they are doing. You know, once they are ready, then we can go ahead and do the right thing to them. So like I was saying, when you're making a cocoyam soup, you don't really need onions. Onions is just an optional. You can skip them. You can skip them if you don't want to have them in there. It's not a mandatory. So right now, I'm still checking on my cocoyam and my meat. So right now, I think my my stockfish is soft, is good enough for me to bring them out from the pot and then split them into pieces. And I added a little cold water to help me like soak them, let them cool off a little bit if I can break them into pieces to the size that I want. So like I said, if you're not using this kind of stockfish, you don't have to like go through this process. If you're using those sachet ones, you can just, you know, cook everything and you don't have to like go through this process of breaking them, you know, doing all of that. And even if I added a cold water, it's still pretty kind of hot. My fingers are really like crying for help right now. So I went ahead and add some cold water to cool it off a little more, just to have a little pity on that my poor fingers because they're really tired of being born with these hot steams. So once I'm done cutting them, I'll put them back in the pot. So, you know, sometimes when you cook, you can't resist the temptation of taking a bite of the fish, the meat, the stockfish, whatever you're using. You just have to like take a bite, you know. Who doesn't do that cooks? I guess everyone that cooks does that from time to time. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay, so right now I can go ahead and pour the stockfish right inside the pot. You don't have to like throw the water away. Before you start doing this, you have to wash your hands very well. So I washed my hands. I have to like pour everything back in there. I don't have to like waste the water from the stockfish. So at this point, you can go ahead and add all the water that you will be needing for this soup. Like the quantity that you want the soup, go ahead and add the water and cover it to cook. So now I think my cocoyam is ready. I got them out, throw the hot water out, and then I have to like start peeling them right away. I can't wait for it to cool down because if I do, it will be hard for me to peel them off, and even mashing them will be harder. So you have to like do this when they are still very hot. So all you have to do while you're peeling them is just to soak your hands in the water, cold water from time to time, just to cool your hands off, just like I did. So once I'm done peeling off all the cocoyam, so I used my mashed potato masher to mash them pretty good. You know, you can do this in so many ways. You can peel them off, put them in your blender and blend them properly, or you can use the mortar and the mortar pestle. But I've tried all of that, and this one is like the best method that works for me pretty good. So if you want to try it, go give it a shot. Like get your mashed potato masher, peel them off, put them in a pot or in a pan that has some friction on it. It's not like so slippery, and you mash them very well. Believe me, you will like the result. I really love this whenever I do that. So it turns out so perfect that I don't even want to like do something else. I just want to stick to this method. So go ahead and do that. And when you're done doing that, you go ahead and put them in the pot like little by little. You don't want to like throw everything inside the pot like that. It's gonna take a long time for it to dissolve. So just use your spoon, scoop them just a tiny balls and put them in the soup, and then put some oil. Yeah, I already added some oil when I was mashing the cocoyam, so you don't have to like add too much oil anymore. So I cover them up, and this is the leftover. So what I do, I just put them in the Ziploc and put them in my freezer. So whenever I'm gonna be making cocoyam soup, which is the ofede, I don't have to like start over this process again. I just grab the one that I already made before and thaw them and put them in my soup. So this is the soup. After 5 minutes, all the cocoyam has almost dissolved. You can barely see a few of the lumps there. So that will soon dissolve. So I went ahead and put all my ingredients, starting off with the crayfish. That's a lot of crayfish because I like using more crayfish than stock cubes. So add the Cameroon pepper and add the stock cubes. That's 3 stock cubes. And add the ogiri. I love this ogiri. It makes me so happy, and it makes this soup so delicious. Add some salt to taste. Remember, you have to add the salt little by little. You don't have to add too much salt in your soup at the time, because the more the soup cooks, I don't know, sometimes I feel like salt rises. I don't know, maybe that's just my thinking. So, but you have to be careful whenever you're using salt in your soup. So you don't have to like add too much. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and wash the fish that I've been soaking in the water. And I already chopped my Scotch bonnet pepper. It's right on the left side. So I'll put both of them in the pot and stir them. Give them a good turning, and then cover this to cook for another 5 minutes while I prepare my vegetables. So this is the oziza leaf. So it was not cut before. So what I did is just to wash them and chop them up properly, and wash the Ukazi leaf as well, and put both of them right inside at the same time. There is no need to like say I have to put them in a different time. Like, no, I just went ahead and put both at the same time and then turn them. If you have the fresh ones, that would be wonderful. You know, the fresher the better. So go ahead and add your vegetable, turn them together with the soup and everything, and let them marry each other, you know, together in that soup. And then cover them to steam for 5 minutes. And this soup is as good as done. Look at that soup, looking so delicious and tastes so good as well. Believe me guys, you have to try this soup out. So it looks pretty light, you know. When you're making cocoyam soup, you don't have to like wait until the cocoyam thickens right away, because the more you add more cocoyam, the more the soup is gonna be very thick, and it will be as thick as egusi soup. So you don't want your cocoyam to be as thick as egusi soup. So when you're cooking it, even if it's light, like loose, don't worry about it, because when the soup cools down, the soup thickens like crazy. And this is the swallow I'm gonna be using for this my delicious soup today. So you can use whatever kind of swallow you have, gare, plantain flour, whatever kind of swallow you have, just go ahead and use it. Look at how that soup, it has been sitting for like about 5-10 minutes, and it's kind of thickening up a little bit already. So like I said, don't add too much at a time unless you want your cocoyam soup to be very thick. So this looks so delicious guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification button, and comment below of any thoughts you have, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.